Hi, so this is going to be a quick overview of what we did in the first class, just basic introduction to Excel. Here you see all of the cells that we were able to reference. Each of these boxes is called a cell. You reference the cell by the column letter and then by the row number. So for example, this cell right here that I just turned yellow is B3. If I want to know what the value is inside that cell, I can double click and there's the function bar up here, or it'll show me the formula on the inside. So for example, if I decide that this has a value of 5, then I hit enter. If I select this box, I see 5 here, and I see 5 up here as well. Let's say that I have a math formula that I want to type in. In order to type in a formula, I type in equals first, and then the formula. Let's say that I have 5 times 2. That should give me 10, and I hit enter. And now 10 pops up. If I click here, I see 10 inside the box, but I see the formula that I typed up top. And then I just clicked in there, which is why it also showed up down here. All right, but let's say that I want to do more complicated math. Not necessarily super complicated, but where I have a lot of numbers. So let's say that I have 1, and then 5, and then 10, and then 15. And over here, I want to find each of those numbers times 3, let's say. So I could type in equals, and then this cell that I'm looking at is A1. So then I can type in A1, and now the cell is highlighted, times 3. And I hit enter, and it gives me that value. So then I could go through and type that in for each of these and say this is equal to A2 times 3 and hit enter, right? And keep doing that. But there's an easier way. If I go back to this first box and have it selected and hover over the right-hand corner until I see that little black X, the cross, and then I click and drag it down, it'll copy that formula over. So if I click here, you can see that it multiplied the cell next to it by 3. Now let's say that I want to multiply all these by 3, but I'm going to put that 3 value down here. What I can do is I can say, all right, I still want to multiply everything by 3, but now instead of typing 3 in each formula, I'm going to say this cell, which is equal to 3. In order to make sure that when I click and drag down, each of these values here are also being multiplied by 3, I have to lock the cell. Locking the cell makes sure that when you click and drag, it keeps that cell constant. So in this case, I'm going to be locking both the column and the row by putting a $sign in front of the column and the row. And I hit enter, and then I click and drag. And that's what the formula looks like.